All right. So again, before saying goodnight, I'm here to do a little video. I had a good idea to talk about. Now, some people. This has to do with money, by the way. Some people say. Some people love to tell people or tell the whole world how much money they have. Right? I'll be honest with you. I don't always believe people, and I don't always doubt people. But you have to understand that if you have $5 million in Bitcoin, or you have some money in some kind of stock that's not even doing well or whatever, how much money do you really have? You know what I mean? What really is the real deal? Right? And what are you going to do with that money? You know what I mean? What are you going to do with it if you don't know what to do with it? What are you going to do with that money? But anyways, yeah, people will like to sometimes like to collect it up for themselves. Someone might say, well, I'm worth $7 million. The estate is worth $3 million. I got $1.5 million in the bank, and I got this much money in assets and cars or whatever it is, a vacation house and things like that. And it's nice to have money like that. It is. I know that in Fetty Wap videos, he's always talking about bands, and he always has cash in his hands in the music videos. I mean, in the Remy Boy 679, the whole time he's got two bands of cash that look like they're probably American $100 bills, and he keeps throwing it out there. In Trap Queen, she's counting all his money. You know what I mean? He takes the money, gives it to her. He takes out a big roll, big band. He gives her some, and she takes it, and she's happy going through it and stuff. A guy like Fetty Wap will tell you right away that I got cash on hand to spend, and if we're going to the club, we're getting the best bottles, the best booth, we're gonna have the best weed, and then we're gonna go for the after party. Blah 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 blah. They have after parties to parties, by the way. So, an after party for the party that ends at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., there's another party they're having. So there's a lot of that, right? Then there's people who love to show off. You have your guys, and I know some people are maybe, I don't know, I'm not gonna call it a name, but some people like to, let's say they go to, I don't know, a bars, I don't know where, let's say they go to a super nice restaurant, it's like, here we go, I'm ordering this, that, blah, 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 you know what I mean? So some people like to show it, and whatnot. But the thing is that when you're talking about money, you got to understand who you're talking about. Now, I've said, and I've made a claim that I don't know if you know your stuff or it could be verified. It may have already been verified that I am a 1%er. Okay, I'm in the top 1%, right? Now, I've said how you don't have to have a bank account to be in the top 1%, but here's what I was getting at with this whole intro. What I was getting at was, for example, if you got a guy that robbed the bank even once, okay, and you're going to be asking him how much money do you have and where do you keep your money? It's ridiculous. What do you think he's going to tell you? You know what I mean? Is he gonna say now at the same time, I'm not making any claims for myself, right? I'm just kind of telling you that overall, taking everything into consideration, I do have enough value and I am in the 1%. And I'll throw this out there again. It could be verified. Now, obviously, nobody's gonna verify this to the public. Nobody's gonna talk to the public and say, this has to be verified. This is one of the annoying things that I'm trying to get fixed, is that I don't like the fact that random people in the public can choose to fuck with me as if I'm living in a fishbowl. Like I'm a fish in a bowl, and they can just fuck with me whenever they want. They can stir it up. They can do whatever they want. And I don't like that feeling. And if I'm in the top 1% and they're doing that to me, I mean, it goes for everybody in the 1%, because that's a generalization that they're putting on me. And if they're doing it with that, pretty soon, if not already, they may be doing it to more people. But they may say, No matter what I'm part of, whether it's a 1% or whatever it is, they might say, no, it's just, we're just doing it with him. And that's a bunch of bullshit. And I think if that's the case, like you got to treat everybody the same. You know what I mean? Everybody who's in the same category, who's the same type of person, you got to treat them the same. That goes without saying, really. But when you have people, if you have, for example, if you have a mercenary, let's say he's a very good mercenary, people pay him. Literally, you got people paying him to do stuff. What do you think? Do you think he's got everything written there? Oh, I have this much in my bank account. I got this much here. I mean, that's not how to. Do you know people, even people who evade taxes, like truck drivers? A truck driver may say, "Oh, I'm a independent contractor," and then try to avoid paying like hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes. You know what I mean? Even him, he's not trying to tell people the money he has. He's telling people, oh, I'm broke, I don't have money, I'm going to McDonald's for their cheap coffee. You know what I mean? He's not trying to tell people how much money he actually has or where he's put his money. I'm not even talking about anything legal. If you want, you can go to another country, right? Through a contact, for example, through a friend, through your wife, through anybody. You can go to their country and in their name, you can buy stuff with that money. And now it looks like you don't have money, right? And this is not like something that 1 in a billion people does. This is something that happens quite often. You know what I mean? People are always funneling their money. I mean, I've been to places where people are successful, they have money, and they're afraid to talk about it in public. They don't want people finding out that they have money. There's people living in the ghetto with people in the ghetto who have money. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not everybody's kind of rare, but it does happen. You know what I mean? So if you ask somebody, dude, where is your money? Or how much money do you have? First of all, people who have money don't really need to answer that, right? But the last point I'll end it with this. What I'm getting to is that if you have money in some form and it's put away in some form, you're not really claiming it. You know what I mean? You're not telling people that this is what I have. It's not something that's done. This is what I'm worth, or this is where I'm at. You don't really have to do that. I just wanted to throw that 1% out there, because I'll tell you honestly, like I was trying to see when I would be at an average level. Like I wanted to, cause I was at zero. Your biggest homeless fucking panhandling a junkie out there was worth more than me, and I'm being serious. Like society was valuing your biggest bum ahead of me. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna even get into it, but there's been despicable people who have been put ahead of me, which is quite odd. But anyways, the point, that was a shadow. Like, this is a different life. You know what I mean? And I was dying to see, like, I was trying to figure out, when am I gonna be? And I was like, dude, I'm finally at the average level, And then I was like, dude, I'm finally above average. But I knew that, but I didn't put it in the video till a month after. And by that time, I was already in the top 1%. You know what I mean? But it also goes with 31 years of living as a shadow. And like I said, doing level 1 and everything, and doing whatever I could do. And like I told you, I could, from that level 1, actually defeat people who I would say were at level 3 or 4. And I could beat them from here. Which is what made me the best level 1 or the best in my class. And I've talked about that, about, even cars being the best in their class and everything. So there's that. So I wanted to talk about that. Now, will I put a claim of money? I will. I will put a claim of money. I will say that I am not, first of all, what I will say is that I don't have any official money, right? There's no official money. It's like, I got $1 million officially here, or this asset is in my name, and I have this right here. I'll show you. You know what I mean? It's not like that. But we don't live in this kind of world, man. We don't live in this kind of world. I've personally seen people, grown men, who took all their claims of money and put everything in their wives' names so that they could declare bankruptcy someday and keep the millions of dollars that they have. I've seen people try to store money away. People in the ghetto selling drugs or pimping or whatever the fuck they're doing. They're getting a lot of cash and a lot of money. You know, that happens. There's people, dude, any kind of shop that you have, you know, there's people. I'm sorry, I gotta say this because if I'm being put with this heat, I gotta say this. You gotta fix this issue because I'm forced to say things like this. You have a dealership where you're selling exotic cars. You think everything is gonna be claimed with tax and officially? You really think so? You don't think you might do a side deal where we're on one card, you're pocketing 60, 70 grand and you have to hide that 60, 70 grand? You don't think that happens? Now, I'm not going to continue on with this stuff, but I'm tired of being treated like this. I'm tired of fucking being treated like this. I don't like that shit. I'm being treated like this and all the people are sitting comfy like, yeah, we're in the same boat as him or we're in the same position, but we're going to sit there comfy and do nothing about this. You know what I mean? In that case, I mean, definitely, I gotta talk about that. But I'm done talking about that. And then finally, what I'll say is that I would say that I have enough to be in the top 1%. That's all I'm gonna say. I think I'm worth enough value, and I'm talking about dollar signs. I'm worth enough dollar sign value to be in the top 1%. And that's how I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna post it up. And I might post one more video before saying goodnight.